Okay, welcome everyone. We're at Boulders Beach, the penguin colony in Capetown, and you see all these hundreds, not thousands of penguins in the background. There's a very interesting halachic question. Are penguins kosher? Are penguins kosher? You say, what? Penguins kosher? How could penguins be kosher? Who ever heard about eating a penguin? Now, penguins don't really taste that good. They're pretty fatty, but would a penguin be kosher? Now, actually, in the Torah, there's a list of 20 birds that are not kosher, which means that any other type of bird would be kosher. So it would seem that penguins should be a kosher species of bird. Could that be? Did you ever hear of such a thing? That a penguin is a kosher species of bird? So you might say, well, nah. Penguin wouldn't be kosher because it's not on the list, because a penguin's not a bird, it's a mammal. So if it's a mammal, there would be no indication that it's kosher. It doesn't have split hooves, it doesn't chew its cud. However, no, because obviously the lists of the 20 birds are not only what we identify as birds, because a bat is on the list, atalef. So we see that mammals are on the list, and the penguin is not. So that would seem to indicate that a penguin should be kosher, unless you say that the definition of a bird, according to halacha, is not what we call a bird, but it has to be oif. And the definition of oif, what does oif mean? La'uf. La'uf means to fly, and penguins can't fly. So if they can't fly, then they would not be considered on the list. They would not make it to list, and that would not indicate that they're kosher. But there is a bird on the list that certainly cannot fly. What is that? Ostrich. The ostrich. According to almost all authorities, the ostrich is the list of one of the 20 birds, which means the bird does not have to be able to fly to be a bird. So, but then maybe you'll say, well, we know, and the Ramban writes, that any bird of prey would not be kosher. Is a penguin a bird of prey? Is a penguin a bird of prey? Yes, it eats fish. We also eat fish. That doesn't make us a mammal of prey. According to the Rambam, a bird of prey means it brings its food in its mouth through a claw. A penguin does not bring food in its mouth through a claw. It would not be considered a bird of prey. So actually I saw an article by Rav Chaim Loik, who brings two very interesting reasons why penguins would not be kosher and they would not be on the list. In other words, this is all predicated on the fact that Torah only specifies 20 types of non-kosher birds. Everything else would be kosher. First of all, it says that one of the characteristics of a bird is va'oif yirev ba'aretz. They need to proliferate and propagate on the land. Do penguins breed on the land? Generally not. They breed at the sea or at ice shelves. Most penguins breed on ice shelves. Now, these penguins are breeding in the sand on the earth, so this would not be a good answer for these particular penguins. However, one other possibility is that indeed, to be a bird, you need to be able to use wings, not necessarily to fly in the air, but to gain momentum. So an ostrich, even though it doesn't fly, but when it flaps its wings, it's going to be utilizing its wings, la'uf, to gain momentum. But a penguin, with those flippers, there is no process or usage of any type of wing or feather or to gain any type of momentum. So it would seem then that a penguin would not be kosher. But if it would be kosher, we might have a mitzvah right now to climb over the fence to be mekayim the mitzvah of shiluach hakein. So that's the penguins here in Boulders Beach, and we see Marabu Masach Hashem.